Hi, it's KCCK's Culture Crawl, and I'm Dennis Green. My guests today are Carey Bostian and Miera Kim from Red Cedar Chamber from their home in Iowa City. And as all the performances up and down the corridor and around the world have pretty much been canceled, you all have found a way to continue to bring music to the community. So first off, thanks for that. You're going to embark on your second concert in your Concert at Home series. This one's called All in the Family this week. But before we talk about that, tell me a little bit about how Swiss Family Bostian went. What went well? What'd you learn from the online home streamed concerts, Carey?
Well, we didn't screw anything up too badly, which was really good. You know, the tech it's really difficult to create kind of a home studio space and get good sound and good, good lighting and good camera angles and all of those things. So we've tweaked things a little bit for the second round. We got a new mic stand so we can get I think even better sound. And we're learning more about the YouTube settings and all these things. This is all, we feel like it's not just the immediate concern to develop these skills. It really has to do with, 25% of our programming is music for seniors, and it could be a long time before these seniors, Red Cedar's all about accessibility, about going to people where they are, and if we can't go into these senior centers, we've got to find a way to get our product into them, because they love it and they rely on it.
I'm hearing more and more from musicians and performing arts organizations that even when things open up and we're doing public performances and things like that again, that these types of things that we're learning how to do now and we can't do that are maybe going to continue to be a part of everybody's repertoire.
I think it's true, and I think it's positive. And of course, we want to get back to live performance with the audience in the room, but we also, it was amazing. Our first round, our average audience is 35 or 40 people. We had over 150 live views.
And some were international. So we broadened our reach.
Yeah.
Can't do that from St. Peter's and Paul Church.
No, you cannot. No. Yeah.
And also, of course, the fact that the concert stays on YouTube. We had many views after the fact. So we really reached a greater number of listeners with our 4 live streams than we would have with the 20 events we would have had planned.
Well, like the previous concert, this is the quarantined Red Cedar Chamber Ensemble, which is the 2 of you and your sons, Oliver and Adrian. So tell me a little bit about the program.
So this is a little bit more of a potpourri, a wide range of styles and time periods in this program, and slightly shorter works. The other one had several big works and not as many. So we're playing actually 3 pieces by our composer in residence, Michael Kimber. And it's actually fun because I think it shows his sense of humor and also his range as a composer. We start with Adventure Overture, which he actually wrote driving home from a Quad Cities Symphony concert, and it was an all John Williams concert. And so he was inspired. And so it has a John Williams flavor to it. It's heroic. There's a little bit of a love theme in the middle. And then we move on to Red Cedar Blues. And I have to say, to our dismay, we discovered our children didn't really know what the blues were. So we spent some meals with Spotify on some of my favorite blues artists so that they could get into the flavor of it. And so that's another piece written for us by Michael Kimber. And then later in the program, we'll play his traveling music, which is a piece that he originally wrote for what instrumentation? Was it for orchestra or for chamber?
It was for quartet. And actually, the first movement of it is the Iowa
Orchestras of Iowa on IPR. Yeah, theme music.
Yeah, we recorded it in a little studio in the Symphony Center
after a rehearsal one night.
After a rehearsal, and he sent it in, and it won, and it's still playing every time you hear Orchestras of Iowa on IPR. But it's a great piece, and it's one of our favorites.
Yeah, I love traveling music. It's got 3 short movements, but it really reminds me, it brings back all these fond childhood memories of driving in the car with my family, or what the slow middle movement is sort of dark and just really evocative, and it reminds me of falling asleep at night after, you know, driving home from a party, being in the car and then being carried into the house afterwards. And so I'm sure, you know, others don't necessarily have those feelings when they hear it, but it's really a lovely piece.
So we also have an early English Baroque piece by Matthew Locke called The Broken Consort, and it's just for 3 instruments, 2 violins and cello. And you know, we're playing it in a really early, well, we're trying to play it in a really early Baroque style, and that's been a great experience as well for Oliver to join us on the violin, because, you know, being comfortable in lots of different style periods is, well, Red Cedar always tries to do that, but it takes a long time to develop the skills to do things differently with the bow, and to not vibrate every note. You know.
Yeah, that particular piece, the Matthew Locke, it's the simplest in terms of notes, so you would think the technique's really easy, but I find it to be one of the most challenging to really get the style and the ensemble the way you want it. So.
And then the other piece that's a lot of fun is the Paganini Moses variations. So Paganini originally, well, the legend goes he was playing a recital, and his top string, the E string, broke, and then his A string broke, and then his D string broke. So he was left with only his lowest string, the G string, and he didn't want to give up. So he improvised this set of variations on a theme of Rossini,
all up and down
the G string.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the G string was the only one he had.
The one left.
Yeah. Now, the legend may not be true, and he may have intentionally broken the top 3 strings. But at any rate, my teacher, Charles Wendt at the university, his teacher was Luigi Silva, this great cellist, and he made a version for solo cello and piano.
It was originally written for
violin. It was originally for violin, and violin, and Paganini made a piano part to accompany it. But the funny thing is that in Luigi Silva's version, we play it all on the A string, our top string. And so we're actually playing it a step higher than Paganini would have. Well, at any rate, this version is a version for 2 cellos, and it's even harder. Now, all the melody is played only on the A string, but the accompaniment is just wicked difficult. So now we have to go back and forth between this virtuoso melodic stuff and even more difficult accompanimental things. So Adrian and I are really enjoying working on it. It's a technical challenge for both of us, but it's a super fun piece. So, you know, we really have got everything covered, from early Baroque to Michael Kimber's various styles. And we end the concert with one movement of a Mozart piano quartet, which is great. And for Red Cedar, we never play with piano because we're on the road. You don't know
what the condition or the availability of a keyboard or piano will be where you go to concertize. So we just have our Steinway upright here. It's not a concert grand or anything like that, but we're making do. And Adrian's doing double duty on that as the pianist, so switching on this concert.
So we think it's a terrific program. And, you know, we're just looking forward to sharing it with even more people. We got such great response, so many wonderful messages and cards in the mail, and texts and emails, and I think people really are appreciating hearing some live music, even remotely.
And as you did before, there will be 4 performances, but each of them will be live. You're not going to lay the one down on YouTube and then just have people tune in at certain
Press
times.
replay.
You're actually gonna at least you claim you're gonna actually
Yeah.
play it 4
We're
times.
trying to change our
Yeah, we're
outfits
definitely
so that
changing it.
people
Yeah, yeah.
don't think we're cheating. No, I like to joke like, tune in, maybe we'll mess up this time. No.
Yeah.
So the performance schedule begins on Wednesday, right?
Yeah, we're Wednesday, May 6th at 1 p.m. And then Thursday, the 7th, and Friday, the 8th, we're playing in the evening at 7 p.m. And then on Saturday, we go back to 1 p.m., Saturday, May 9th, 1 p.m. And all that information is available on our website, redcedar.org. And we've got it out on the online concert listings.
Facebook page,
Facebook
events.
page, yeah. So people should be able to find the links and should be able to download a program for the event as well.
Yeah, it looks like this. And so that they can read about the pieces and the performers. If they
Just like if you were in person at the concert.
Exactly.
The concert is All in the Family, and it will be performed Wednesday through Saturday of this week at 1 p.m. or 7 p.m., depending on the date. And again, you can visit redcedar.org to find the performance schedule and download a copy of the program notes. Well, good luck with it. I'll look forward to watching that on the stream when it becomes available. And let's talk again before your next concert.
Thanks
Sounds
so much,
great.
Dennis.
Thank you, Dennis.
You can hear the Culture Crawl live on the radio most weekdays at 10:20, or download the podcast, watch or listen on your own schedule at kcck.org/culture, or using your favorite podcast app. I'm Dennis Green, and I'll talk to you later.